Okay.
And I will oh, that is real water.
Yeah, just say.
I was like, I can't tell if that's paint or real water. How good is it?
I've definitely had that experience in Disney where I've gone, oh, it's paint, so.
Well,
I haven't seen it, or at least on
Yeah, they've done that before.
Yeah.
In a couple of areas.
So we're in Hollywood Studios, and it looks like a crazy futuristic dystopia. We're in the 50s, and everyone's walking around with their cell phone waiting for 8 p.m. for Rise of the Resistance.
What's happening for you up this morning?
You made me get up at 6. Charlotte got up at 5 after we were here till 11 last night. So I am tired. We both have large Starbuckses.
Got my carrot cake cookie.
Like I said, weird futuristic dystopia.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre experience. I'm very excited to see how it turns out. I'm really hoping we can get on today, but I've heard it's 30 seconds and they're gone this weekend. I know a lot of weekends around here, it's been just getting easier and easier, and we've had 5-10 minutes, but this weekend I've heard this President's Day weekend, it's been nuts. So we'll see how it goes, and if not, then we'll try again tomorrow, and it won't be President's Day weekend anymore, so maybe it'll clear out a little, we hope, but...
He's gonna make me do this again and again.
Oh, I'm sure.
Until...
Okay, to be fair, what'd you say leaving the hotel room this morning?
If I really like it, I'm gonna make you do it again and again.
So let's hope she likes it, guys. Alright, so I think we're gonna wait through the rest of this insane crowd. We were like, it's okay, we can rope drop Power of Terror, but that's not happening. This is nuts. I mean, I'm hoping that the queue isn't open yet, and that's why it's this big of a crowd, but either way, it's something else.
We'll be using the disability return time.
Oh yeah.
I'm unwilling to wait.
Things a miracle, yeah.
Because even though Charlotte is the one that has it, I'm probably eligible too.
I'm pretty sure you are. When you severe ADD and everything else, but yeah. So everyone's been to Victor. Our bus driver was a little tired this morning. Everyone was a little tired this morning.
He was pretty cranky.
Yeah. Jane yelled at someone once already for grabbing my wheelchair. She was gonna rend it.
So bad after.
Yeah. So she just grabbed me.
And then was like, well, I'm gonna hold you.
And then I was like, whoa, okay. First off, one before the other. Second of that's technically assault, so please stop.
Yeah, and Charlotte said no, and she's like, no, I'm really gonna hold you. And I'm like, no, you aren't.
Yeah, so I don't think that's rude. I think it's more defending your girlfriend against someone assaulting her technically, so... Yeah. But anyways, it's been good besides that. So, we saw some pretty dresses.
You found the dress you want.
We found the dress I want, and it's just pretty in person, so I think I'm gonna buy it
and I
later.
Want it too. Oh, your face is not in the camera.
That's okay. I'm aware. I'm just trying to hold it, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else?
No, I think I'm good. We're just gonna explore and take it slow today.
Alright.
I mean, it's gonna get really sunny, so either at 10 we're gonna either go home or we can go to Star Wars Land, because it's mostly indoors, and just shoot around between buildings, which is probably what we're gonna do because we have a lot of reservations, but it'll be fun. I'm excited. Alright, we did it. Just hit 8. I swooped in. I had Jane hit her finger in the second. We got in boarding group 29. I think part of our advantage is that we were a party of 2 though, and there's like lots of groups, like 20 people that want to fill an entire car at once, which I think is a little nuts. But like, I mean, experience it with your friends, that's amazing. But like 29 guys, I think that means like in the next like hour or so we're going. I've heard they go pretty fast. So, because I think they hang out like a couple hundred overall. So probably like in an hour we're gonna ride Rise of the Resistance for the first time. Yes. Alright, we'll tell you how it goes. So we just got off of Jane's first ever ride on the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite themed attraction. The wheelchair loading was actually pretty good. I mean, we just like kind of flopped in. They just roll you up to the door and put you in the front row.
Yeah.
But it was pretty smooth.
Yeah, and the nice thing is on the wheelchair accessible spot, there's actually a grab bar to hold onto, which made it less scary for me.
Yeah.
I was holding onto Charlotte, and also the grab bar, and the people sitting next to us were really scared, and they're like, we're so jealous we don't have a grab bar.
Yeah, it was really cute. It was really fun. You were like clutching my arm and like screaming the whole time though, but you were laughing. So
Yes.
I was like, okay, good. I made a good choice.
Yes.
Because I know you don't like other drop rides, so.
I don't like really tall drop rides.
Yeah, but this one was fun.
It's great.
I also love how in the first like drop, it's like been taking you up really slowly in the dark, so you never actually notice. And you're like, when is it going to start moving? And you're like, yeah!
Oh, I felt it.
Oh, okay, I didn't feel it.
Yeah, I felt us going up.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see why you said we should ride it at night, because that like bright light, you can see everything, but
But it's pretty blinding.
it's pretty blinding.
Yeah, and it's beautiful at night.
Yeah.
You can see so much.
So next we have a fast pass.
For Rock and Roller Coaster again. Which,
Yeah.
And you know you're excited for
I'm
it.
super excited.
And then we're gonna go head over to Star Wars Land.
Yep.
I'm so psyched for it. We might do we might want to do the Indiana Jones thing on the way there, or we might want to head straight there. We'll figure it out as we go. But
Yeah, I'm
it'll be
excited.
fun. Yeah, and we'll get you some dinosaur ice cream. Yeah, magic words.
Ice cream is the magic word.
We found a puffer pig. Huh? They're adorable. They're from Star Wars Rebels. They can like smell mining deposits. So in Rebels, Hondo Monaka is smuggling them in to get past like an Imperial blockade on mining equipment. There's also porgs, and they're a little puppet. They're super, super cute. I love it. So adorable. I actually really like the work when you push on them. You can see.
Hang on, we're trying to focus in on.
No worries.
Look at those things up there.
They have the works from Return of the Jedi, the very, very beginning. They also have Loth Cats, which are also from Star Wars Rebels on the fall. They fight when you put their arms down, and they like being pet, they purr, and you can change their attitude by tucking their tail up and down and see if I can get it to work. I should adjust the eyebrows technically. I've seen lots of people do it, but I haven't gotten to work yet, so and I don't want to break one. So I think we might ask them how they work. But there's lots of cool stuff in here. It's really exciting. If you guys look over there, there's a sleeping Loth cat, and its tail is actually moving.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what he eats.
Grab that little right now. It's too far away for you.
Where?
With the red piece on the edge.
This one?
Yeah. Thank you. Alright, and then now I get to choose between the two purple.
It's here.
That's the one you want. Yeah, that's so pretty. Good, making a good little smuggler droid there. Alright. So wait for the two different purple BB heads to come and choose between them.
Red with this. Look, this is gonna look so good. If
Oh, that looks so cool.
I get the red, and then what is the missing piece I need?
You need the base that has one of these.
Where do I get it?
Any of the there's a couple different colors to choose from. They just come on by.
This thing, right?
Yep, and I'm looking for a purple head that looks like that.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna swap this one out. That one. Oh, they're both missing stuff.
What stuff?
There are little antennas in the bottom.
Oh, I see a purple head.
Around one. Oh, right there.
Yep, I'm grabbing it for you.
Thank you. So, which one do
It has the little antennas in the bottom.
good? Which one do we like better? Do we like?
You want to be matchies with me?
I think that's pretty cool. And here's what we're trying deciding between. Deciding between this head and this head. I think I like the round one. It's just cuter.
Go with it.
Okay. And then it has two antennas in the bottom and it has two antenna slots. Okay, cool.
What else?
And then that's it. If you want those pieces, if you want a red piece, would you like a white one of these as a divider? So that you have like a color divide?
Maybe, let's see it.
Let's check it out. There's the white and red head if you want to see what it looks like.
This one?
Yeah.
No, I think of the red and silver.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted you to be able to see what it looks like.
Alright, let's see what we can find divider-wise.
So there's an orange one there. There's a purple one over there. I saw a white one a minute ago. Oh, there's a white one over there if you want to see what it looks like. So if you want, you can take your head, put it on top, and see what it looks like.
Oh, I like that.
With that clean.
Do they have a black one of these?
They do. They have a black one.
Because I think black would look the best.
Okay.
Guys need any help?
We're just trying to decide the final color, whether we do white, red, or black. Oh, it's so hard. It is. Why don't I do white for now? Because I can always paint it.
Okay.
If I don't like it.
Well, here's the black one coming right here. If you
The
want
black
to see
one
it.
would look the sleekest.
Yeah, you can try putting it on and just see what it look like while you're here.
I don't think I want to do the red one.
Okay.
You know.
Luckily, there's lots of other ones in the line too, so.
Oh, I think black's the way to go.
Because remember, this silver strip won't be visible.
Yeah, black's the way to go.
Black's the way to go. Not white. Okay. For the way back. And we are ready to go build our droids.
Yeah, we have all the baskets.
Mhm.
You're still on? You said you're still on?
Want to still hear being turned down?
Yeah. And you're the person
I read about people doing it the wrong way and they getting really confused.
I screwed it up, so.
Okay, let's see. Does that look better? That way. A little bit more awkward.
There's no reason why. That's what I'm doing. You gotta press your buttons, you gotta activate him.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Those droids are programmed to return you to Batu. Hurry and don't get caught. Lieutenant Beck will guide you. Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. Probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble. Hey, get out! Wait, get those to the prisoners! Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway? Wait, what's going up? I said down, up is bad. Up is real bad. Okay, you're clear. The escape pods came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck. You're right. I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the resistance base is secure. Bravo! Yes, R5, you too.
Rising moons, we finally made it back to our hotel room with our new friends. I put them on a towel so they wouldn't roll off the table, but that means they turn themselves around and they talk a little, but that's okay. They're both adorable. We had a super great time. We ended up having a very different experience with riding Riders of the Resistance than we thought we did. Yeah, I know. It was an event. We thought it was going to be an hour, but ended up taking us about like a couple, like most of the day. I think we ended up riding it at like 4:30 or something like that. We like got in line. We ended up like getting in the queue at like maybe like noon, maybe like noon 30, and yeah, we did. You were there. It was right after we made you, and we went. It was your first mission. We got all the way up into the Star Destroyer, and then they're like, "Oh no, the ride, it is broken," and we were like, "Oh, okay, well, that is not your fault." But that's okay. So we left, and we went to go and do some other stuff. They gave us a return so we could like go straight to where like, you know, you get briefed by a resistance figure. So they take you right back to that and you get to like go forward from there into like the first ride vehicle and then the second ride vehicle. It was really fun. Just seeing the queue was amazing. And like, you know, the whole first ride vehicle part was absolutely fantastic. It was really cool to see it from two different angles. I would recommend, if you were to ride it, to get on and go to the back of the craft and stay right in the middle, because no one goes there. Like everyone wants to go up front right next to the animatronic, but from the back you can see over all their heads because you have like so much distance. You can see the you can see the animatronic of the lieutenant, but you can also see the animatronic of the pilot as well, whose name I know but is escaping me right in this moment. Put it up there, but it's a pretty amazing view. So you can also see out the cockpit, which I couldn't see from any other angle because everyone goes right in front. Yeah. Everyone blocks all those angles to the cockpit, but like I was in my wheelchair, which makes me like 4 feet tall, and I can still see. So you get the back window of the ship, so you can watch the front, and then whenever something happens to something in front of you and falls back behind you, you can like turn, and then the thing that just exploded back into the distance, and it's like really amazing. Just going on the Star Destroyer was like terrifying. Definitely like at least to me, scariest experience in Disney World right now. I am like in the hallway of this fascist spaceship, and it's like so convincing. Everything is so real. It was awesome. The one problem that I had personally, which no one else had, I'm sure you saw this too, buddy, because you were right behind me. But like, so with all the cast members at that point are dressed as First Order officers, and they all like are like really gruff with everyone, and they're like, you know, prisoner move, like do the whole thing that like stormtroopers do. And with me, they're like, oh, so like, are you gonna need to blah 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 with your wheelchair? And I'm like, can you just say it mean? Can you just be mean to me? Like, I am rebel scum, all right? Like, so we were, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. We were right here with the Resistance, thank you. But, so, I don't know, I was kind of hoping that would happen, but it didn't. That was cool. We also, took some B-roll. I'll play that now. We, or right before that, we drinking in Oga's Cantina. That was really amazing. Just the atmosphere, even all the signs. Like, I think a lot of Galaxy's Edge, you know, they're like, here's a sign in English, here's a sign in Arabic, here's a sign in English, here's a sign in Arabic, and in like the bar, they're like, here is this big, long, giant drink menu that is just in Arabic, and like, we're not expecting anyone but super nerds to be able to read this. And like, just like in the novel, there's like, Aga's Cantina rules as you walk in, written in Arabic, and like, the DJ set was fantastic. I loved the music, it felt so real. Our table, like the wheelchair accessible tables, they sit like multiple parties together, so we like got two friends groups on either side that we got to hang out with and talk to. Our table had these little lights on it that would go around and change color. It was super, super neat. And the drinks were fantastic. Our waiter was hilarious and like came up with a hilarious shtick for every drink. like made all the kids like fist bump him when they ordered the hyperdrive for Punch It, and like I ordered Java Juice, and they're like, oh, well, there's wart eggs in this, and I'm like, cool. Yeah, you know, he was very committed to joking that you are what you eat, and it's gonna turn into a wart. And so at the end, I stuck my tongue out, and he's like, oh, how rude, and it was great. So that was a pretty fun experience. We brought our Ronto wraps in. They were delicious. Fun note: you can take food into the bar. They don't really serve food in the bar. They have like a charcuterie platter that they didn't have it when I first opened. And we didn't order it. The people next to us did. It had like a couple different types of sausage. It had some cheese. It basically has everything that's in a component in some of the other stuff in like Galaxy's Edge, plus like fried pig rinds and stuff like that. And they looked really good. They also have like this little like nut and, you know, kind of like bar nut basket thing. That was pretty cool too. But we didn't eat those. So they do have snacks, but they don't have food. You can bring food. After that, we went, and after our first failed attempt to ride Rise of Resistance, we ended up going and riding Smuggler's Run because we had a disability pass return time. And that was really amazing. Super, super, super fun. So immersive as well. Just seeing Hondo Ohnaka was great because he's one of my very favorite Disney, Star Wars characters, and I guess now that they're owned by Disney, he's one of my favorite Disney characters too. He's just such a scoundrel, and it's amazing. So seeing him in real life is really, really cool. Also, like, we haven't seen him in this era yet, so seeing how they've aged him since, like, wow, we only last saw him in Star Wars Rebels was really, really cool. Like, you could see the years on him, and like he had even more braids on. Which is a custom for Weequay, which I get no one really cares, but Weequay grow a braid for every like year on their home world that they're away from home, and so like Hondo had like a bunch of really tiny ones most of the time, to show that he just like doesn't go back, and it's kind of amusing. So that was really fun. We ended up being gunners. You were a huge help, I think, to Jane. And we got to blast a bunch of TIE fighters. You blasted like 5 of them. I blasted like 19 of them. We did really, really good until like the very end when we were like about to catch the second train. Yeah, we had the second train in our grasp, and then like the people who were piloting, who've been like pretty good at that point up until that point, just like crashed into like literally every single thing there was to crash into. And I'm like a little bit curious as to whether it was intentional, but either way it was really funny, and then we ended up like blowing it up, and it was really neat, so it was fun. I guess it was like a decent success at it. I wonder, like, I really want to know how bad you can fail and how well you can succeed. I think that would be really, really neat. But then we got off. They had an elevator for us to get down, because apparently the normal exit has stairs, so I don't know what the normal exit to the attraction looks like, but going in, it was super amazing. Like, seeing Chewie's bed, which I'm not convinced is that everyone's called it Chewie's bed. I don't really think it's Chewie's bed, because I don't see how you could fit like an 8-foot like humanoid into this like little tiny bed on the wall. So I'm gonna guess that's not actually what it's supposed to be, but like there's the jar table and just so much cool stuff all over, and that was amazing. And then we we're like, oh no, Rise of Resistance went up for like a couple minutes and broke down again. We're like, oh no, so we went and we're like, oh, is this gonna happen? So we went and rode Star Tours, and then we came back, and then like, right as we came back, they like finally reopened it, and we were one of the first parties to go back in, and we finally got to ride it. It was amazing. I like am so amazed by some of the effects. Yeah, it was fantastic. I kind of like, part of me kind of hates that I've been like following all the patents, because like as stuff was going, I was like, okay, did they do this method of like making this happen, they patented it, or like this method of making it happen, they patented it. But it was amazing, like just like seeing like the laser blasts like going like through the air at you was fantastic. I was, yeah, it was scary, right? You were scared. I was like talking to the robot because we're in like the first row because it's the accessible rows. We were like right behind like R5 there, and like I was like just talking to him the whole time. It was super great. It was such a fun ride. The animatronic Finn was amazing. The like seamless way that you move through the scenes was really fantastic. All the different mixes of technologies they used, like transitioning characters from like animatronic to like screening the distance to animatronic was so cool. Jane and I left and we spent like a good like 2 minutes debating how the lightsaber effect worked and eventually figured it out. And I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone, but it's so good. And like just the like I don't know, all the feeling that especially when you hit the third ride system, it's just such a cool feeling. It was wonderful. I don't have words for it. You need to try it. I am really, really excited for like 2 years from now when it becomes like an actual accessible attraction and like isn't breaking down constantly and doesn't like require the stupid boarding pass system where you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to ride something at 4:30 in the afternoon. But you know what? Like, we did it. It was cool. If you have the chance, do it. If you don't have the chance, like, and if you're trying to avoid spoilers, like, it's okay. If you haven't, like, and you've been nervous about, like, continuing to watch, yeah, no. Like, I was, like, so worried about spoilers for all of these, like, situations, and like trying to avoid looking at pictures of stuff, and like, you know, right, the Falcon sitting there we've seen since concept art since like, when was it, like 2013 when this was first announced, maybe like 2017, I can't remember. And like I got there and I cried last night, I like cried today, I like got in Bazaar and I had like a mini panic attack. We got to like meet all the creatures. It was so cool. So you know, you can't ruin it for yourself. It feels so different in person than over a camera. It does, it really does. Yeah, and we had a lot of fun together exploring. We're gonna do some more later this week when we go back to build the lightsaber. I'm excited to try that. So we're both pretty tired from a day trying to avoid the sun. That's the one thing I also really like about this land, is that like all the buildings are really, really, really close together. And like, although that does mean that there's tighter walkways, everyone's like going places. And there's no benches except in really wide areas, and so like no one's just like standing around or meandering, like everyone's like walking through. I did have one problem where like I love the app game that they put in, but like one of the problems we had is that like most of the missions and like scannable stuff is like off in a corner, right? Like go over to this corner, scan these 3 crates for the resistance, right? There's one of them. But then there's other ones where like it's, you know, there's one before Rise of the Resistance that you're supposed to do in the queue, and I managed to play the entire game in the queue the first time before we like, I finished it by the time we would have loaded up onto the transport. And I did every single, there's a bunch of side pathways in it, right, to get more information. Yeah, because you're talking to Finn, and like he's like, you know, on the Star Destroyer, and you're basically like not part of the team on the ship, right? The team on the ship is Green Team. It's like green skins, it's kind of cool. But so we were like, just, you know, like hacking stuff for him, helping him, like being his remote AI as he goes through computers. You have different dialogue options with him, which is really cool. It felt honestly like playing D&D. It was really awesome. Like that's made to be played in the queue, right? So like whenever you stop, you go and you're like, all right, you know, let's do these 3 things. And I was playing in my wheelchair, and I managed to like, I didn't stop to scan any of the boxes you could scan. And I seriously recommend, if you are like not in the queue when it's like moving really slow, don't try to scan the boxes. You don't have time for it, and like it's gonna be rude. Like some people really have to line up that way. But like I was playing in a wheelchair where you need both hands to move, and I'd have to like keep dropping my phone to my side to do it, or like in my lap to move. And like I was able to stay like a foot behind the person in front of me the entire time while playing the game. So like it's not super involved, right? But because they let people access it outside of the attractions, like people are like walking around with their phones out like this. everywhere. And so, unlike anywhere else in all of Disney, well, I mean, everyone like walks in front of me anyways because no one sees me, but like it was even worse with the no one seeing me because like people would be like, I am standing right here completely still, and then they'd be like, I want to take like 2 steps in front of you even though you were obviously going like down a hill right in front of me and you can't stop. And like there were lots of situations like that where Jane had to be like, no, don't, she can't stop, like please move. You had a theory as to why people like don't think that you can stop right away. Like I can't remember what it was though.
Was that children in wheelchairs have parents that can stop them, so they assume as you grow up, you just can do it for yourself.
Yeah, they don't think about the fact that like, yeah, that you build up force as you go down a hill, and that like when all you can do is like press in on wheels with all your might, like that's it. So I don't know, but it was amazing. We got to do a bunch of stuff. I really want to go through the rest of the stalls and do some more of those phone missions, so like I hope we're gonna go back there. Now we're gonna go to Epcot and have some dinner. We're not exactly sure what we're gonna do. We're debating another walking dinner or like going to the beer garden, so we'll find out and we'll let you guys know what we do. We are back from our Epcot adventure. It was fun. We were only there for an hour. We got dinner at, what was that place called? The Lotus something. It's the counter service Chinese place in Epcot. And it was really good for, you know, what it was. And then we went to go ride Frozen just to get in the queue before it ended. And the queue was like 70 minutes, and we're like, hey, can we use our disability pass? I know the park's about to close. And they're like, yeah, you can totally. And they're like, here you go, scan it. We're like, okay, that sounds great. So we scan our bands, and they're like, oh, turns out, I mean, Fast Pass system is closing, so your return time is in 10 seconds. So, you know, go head down in there, and by the time we get there, it'll be fine. So, it was nice to get to skip that line. We actually made it through. It was really, like, actually, it was a really nice ride system to transfer onto. They had, which I wish they had in the other boat rides, they had this, like, set of steps that connected to the edge of the boat and then went down the seat with, like, handlebars. So, getting in, you know, it was just something that, like, slide onto and then slide down. And it wasn't, like, the most helpful thing in the world, but getting out, it was amazing, because I could lift myself up onto it and then lift my leg up onto the seat and then pull myself back onto the very edge of it, put my feet up on the top of the, like, last step, and then push myself back onto my chair. And so it worked really, really well. We managed to climb on. We met like a lot of really nice cast members that we chatted with while we were in there. It was super fun. And then we managed to like leave during Epcot Forever. So we slowly kind of walked around until we found a nice open spot by the water and watched until the whole new world part started. Because I'm like, okay, this is the part where like my nostalgia cuts out. We started walking, which is cool. We probably should have started walking before anyway, though, because we had to deal with more stroller moms, which is the, like, sometimes the, you know, Disney issue, but we made it out. It was fun. Made it on the Skyliner after a line that included a couple more moms, like, coming up through the disability line to, like, one was, like, trying to meet with people, and the other one was looking for a bathroom, but, like, there's also a bathroom at the bottom. I get why there's a bathroom at the top, but I also don't get like cutting through the disability line to get to the bathroom at the top, because that meant like she got through the gate at the very bottom, like when everyone else gets on, where there's also a bathroom. So I don't really know what was up with that. Who knows? But that's her business. We came back and we got ice cream. That was super nice at our hotel, and then we just got back to do some work and get to bed early because we were up at 5 a.m. today. So with that, we're going to wish you guys a good night.